Hi, I'm Ivy. I'm the CEO and founder of Maya, and this is my story. So I grew up in Chittagong, and then I moved to Dhaka to pursue my higher studies. At that time, there weren't any O-level, A-level schools back in Chittagong. And then after that, I finished my O-levels and A-levels, went to UK to pursue my higher studies. I actually wanted to be an artist, but couldn't become an artist because family didn't allow it. Then my next favorite subject was economics. I studied that. I studied finance. I worked in hedge funds and investment management for about 7 years. I worked in private equity for about 1.5 years. And that's when my pivotal journey started in my own life and in my family's life. So Maya is named after my mother. Her name is Maya. She was a breast cancer survivor, and around the same time when she got diagnosed with cancer, breast cancer, I was also giving birth to my first child. So all these made me think a lot about the gaps in the market. I used to live in London at that time, but আমি বাংলাদেশে অনেক আসতাম আমার আম্মুর সাথে টাইম স্পেন্ড করতে, and তখন I realized অনেক যে where do people go, particularly women, when they have a very private question to ask about themselves, their body, their private parts. And that's how, by looking at the data and research, that's how I founded Maya, just as a blog. তখন আমি full-time কাজ করতাম লন্ডনে, but I used to come back and forth. So the gap and the problem আমাদের market, আমাদের বাংলাদেশের regione, বা in the region key is like patient to doctor ratio is 4,000 to 1. Patient to psychiatrist ratio is staggeringly 1,000,000 to 1, right? So for 160 million population, there's probably just very few trained psychiatrists per patient. So OTA was a big problem, and I was really fascinated and intrigued to solve a little part of it, right? I mean, healthcare is huge. So that's how the blog started. Very soon, our users reminded us, Jamra, one-sided China. Back then, the idea was to give very high quality information, very accessible, affordable to our users. But very soon we realized we were at a two-way conversation chai. So we started then the service called Maya Appa, and back then we rebranded and just called it Maya again. And that's when we started the service. Anyone who has a consultation, they can come to our app, seek advice from our experts, mental health experts, physical health experts, and receive consultation and diagnosis. So when we started it in 2016, we invested a lot on technology. So আমরা যেটা ভেবেছি যে স্কেল করতে হবে, right? So with 4,000 to 1 patient to doctor ratio or 1,000,000 to 1 patient to psychiatrist ratio, we really need to leverage technology. So we invested a lot in Bangla NLP, natural language processing, and AI, so that majority of our consultation AI মাধ্যমে answer হয়, but human vetted, and the complex question, the gray area question, human experts answer করতে পারে. তো এভাবে করে আমাদের quality of answers and consultations humanরা যেটা দিচ্ছিল, that became better and better because AI was solving like the most frequently asked questions. Very soon we realized that the problem of serving good quality information is just not dependent or confined into information. We have to provide service, more and more service, because jara user amader platform e আসছিল তাদেরকে তো আমাদের we have to bring them back and serve them throughout their journey of healthcare. So then we started in subscription for our business model. Then we added all the way to prescription, digital prescription, pharmacy, labs, and right now we are working on insurance. So this is how we have built it. So far we have served more than 6 million consultation. We have a very active monthly active user base. We have an on-demand team of experts of 120 active right now. And how it works is basically like the Uber model. So as soon as a question or a consultation comes in, amader AI understand kore the complexity, the nature of the question, and the AI takes the ones which are 95% accuracy match hoy. Baki gula is taken by our human experts. But pura process tate sob shomoy ekta human loop thake otar bhitore. Frankly, the barrier or the struggle came from the country itself, Bangladesh, right? In the sense that Maya was, and I think still is, ahead of time, right? So back then, digital virtual healthcare or মানে থাকে না ফোনের মাধ্যমে ডাক্তারি বা ফোনের মাধ্যমে ডাক্তার আপনাকে দেখে বলবে, ইন্টারনেট ব্যবহার করবে, এগুলো প্রত্যেকটা স্টেজে এসেছে। সো ব্যাক ইন 2016 আমি যে তখন বলতাম যে বাংলাদেশের সব জায়গা থেকে মানুষ এক্সপার্টস অ্যাক্সেস করতে পারবে, ঢাকায় যারা এক্সপার্টস, it was like, nah, kemne, mane hoy na je, it's not possible. So that was something, a barrier that I faced early days. So তখন আমার pitching এ to talk about it, follow করে বলার জন্য, to evangelize for it was hard. But I think adoption became as people and more people adopted to Maya, and we could say the traction যে আমরা per day 5 থেকে 6,000 consultation করি, and sometimes it goes up to 10-12,000. I think data speaks for itself. তখন মানুষ আস্তে আস্তে বুঝতে চেষ্টা করে যে না, এটার একটা ডিমান্ড আছে, এটার একটা it can help, and so if you're at home and you're wanting medical health services, you can access it. I guess the vision I have for Maya is to make healthcare accessible, affordable, and easy for everyone. I also want to make healthcare fun, right? I want healthcare to be the Nike of healthcare in terms of so that সবসময় আমরা যখন ডাক্তারের কাছে যাই বা আমরা কিছু, it's always like blue curtains, green, মানে খুব dismal একটা situation. So আমাদের team constantly কাজ করছে how আমরা মায়াকে, can we make it fun, right? Maya, we used to have it called Maya Appa, we still have a section you can ask. So we have things like fitness, skincare. These are lifestyle things that we are bringing it in. We have widgets and tools that সবাইকে help করতে পারে, from an age range of like 17-18 all the way to 30-35. More and more. So still I would say 70-80% of their consultation comes up for sexual reproductive health. I'm not surprised about that, because me growing up in Bangladesh, like I said, I grew up in Chittagong. I myself didn't have any sex education, right? So as you can imagine, when you become a mother for the first time, a lot of the things are like shock for you. Even then, besides the 70-80% of sexual reproductive health, আমাদের mental health consultations আসে, আমাদের fitness, lifestyle, nutrition, dental, এগুলো নিয়ে questions, and we feel good because now we are becoming part of people's healthcare. And আমরা মনে করি, Maya was the only company from Bangladesh who got accepted into Google Launchpad Accelerator. So আমরা Bangla NLP first আমরা launch করি, because there was no Bengali digital footprint in the world. We created it. The reason we did that, we feel, because Bangla bhashaয় কথা বললে, তোমার language-এ কথা বললে, you feel more trusted. You'll hear a lot of no, but those are just like, just let it go. Just if তুমি যদি অনেক believe করো যে তোমার এটা কাজ করবে, I think more than that, you have to really solve for a real problem, because real problem যদি solve না করো, then it's not going to get traction, right? As young entrepreneur, আমরা যখন, when we hear we're going to get $1 million investment, and our eyes lit up, right? But always check through term sheets, always check through your shareholders agreement. মানে যেগুলো technicalities, you don't want to become too excited that those get shoved under the carpet. Thank you, Daekhopedia, for covering Maya's story, and wish you all the luck and all the best.